Rama Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Krishna Rukmini, Jaya Satyabhama, Krishna Rukmini, Jaya Satyabhama. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Krishna Balaram. Jaya Srinivas Govinda, Jaya Srinivas Govinda, Srinivas Govinda, Jaya Srinivas Govinda. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacarya Ashtotra Shatashi Srimad Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Samstapakacharya Jagat Guru Seru the whole world Srila Prabhupada Ki Nitai Gaur Premanande. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad-Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 5, text number 6. Saha Vai Bhavan Veda Samastaguhyam. Savai Bhavan Veda Samastaguhyam. Savai Bhavan Veda Samastaguhyam. Upasito Yad Purushaha Puranaha. Upasito Yad Purusha Puranaha. Paravaresho Manasaiva Vishwam. Paravaresho Manasaiva Vishwam. Srijati Avati Atti Gunaihi Asangaha. Srijattavattatir Gunairasangaha. Savai Bhavan Veda Samastaguhyam. Upasito Yad Purusha Puranaha. Paravaresho Manasaiva Vishwam. Srijattavatyatti Gunairasangaha. Saha. Thus. Why? Certainly. Bhavan. Yourself. Veda. No. Samasta. All inclusive. Guhyam. Confidential. Upasitaha. Devotee of. Yat. Because. Purushaha. The personality of Godhead. Puranaha. The oldest. Paravareshaha. The controller of the material and spiritual worlds. Manasa. Mind. Eva. Only. Vishwam. The universe. Srijati. Creates. Avati atti. Annihilates. Gunaihi. By the qualitative matter. Asangaha. Unattached. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Translation. My Lord, everything that is mysterious is known to you because you worship the Creator and Destroyer of the material world and the Maintainer of the spiritual world, the original personality of Godhead, who is transcendental to the three modes of material nature. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. A person who is 100% engaged in the service of the Lord is the emblem of all knowledge. Such a devotee of the Lord, in full perfection of devotional service, is also perfect by the qualification of the personality of Godhead. As such, the eightfold perfections of mystic power, Ashtasiddhi, constitute very little of his godly opulence. A devotee like Narada can act wonderfully by his spiritual perfection, which every individual is trying to attain. Srila Narada is a 100% perfect living being, although not equal to the personality of Godhead. Please repeat this translation. My Lord, everything that is mysterious is known to you because you worship the Creator and Destroyer of the material world and the Maintainer of the spiritual world, the original personality of Godhead, who is transcendental to the three modes of material nature. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarane. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Savai Bhavan Veda Samasta Guhyam Upashito Yat Purusha Puranaha Paravaresho Manasaiva Vishwam Srijattavatyatti Gunair Asangaha. So this is the 5th chapter of the 1st canto, Narada's instructions on Srimad-Bhagavatam. The situation is that Vyasadeva has performed a most wonderful task. He has compiled all the Vedic literatures. He has put all of them into writing. So such a great task he has performed. Practically, he is the guide for the entire human society. How human society, how human civilization should act, what they should do for real happiness, what they should do for their ultimate benefit, everything that is necessary for a successful material as well as spiritual life. He thought he has put everything into writing, so he has compiled all the Vedas, Rig, Sama, Atharva, Yajus, then the 18 Puranas, different Samhitas, 108 Upanishads. And not only that, after that, Vyasadeva could foresee that people in Kali Yuga will not be so intelligent to grasp the knowledge in the Vedas, mentioned in the Vedas. They may not have so much intelligence due to the influence of this Kali Yuga. So therefore he composed the Mahabharata. And in the Mahabharata, he has given, whatever he has given in the 4 Vedas, he has given it in a very simple form, very easy to comprehend way. In that way, he has given the Mahabharata also. So that way, Vyasadeva has done a most wonderful task. Such a great task he has performed. And he is none other than the incarnation of the Supreme Lord himself. But still, Vyasadeva is not fully happy, not fully satisfied. Somewhere within his heart, there is some kind of a disappointment, some despondency in his heart. So he meditates and inquires to his guru, spiritual master, Narada Rishi, as to what is the cause of his disappointment. And in the last few verses, we've been seeing that Narada is making an analysis of Vyasadeva's state of mind. So Narada first says, are you satisfied by identifying with the body or the mind as objects of self-realization? So he is trying to prod his disciple to get to the root of the matter. And then in fact in that purport, Srila Prabhupada writes that this was a hint by Narada to Vyasadeva regarding the cause of despondency. So before even Narada gives the solution, he has already put a hint. So he is asking a question to Vyasa. Are you satisfied? Because you have identified with the body and mind as objects of self-realization. Then further Narada says to Vyasa, your inquiries were full, your studies were also well fulfilled. And there is no doubt that you have prepared a great and wonderful work, Mahabharata, which is full of all kinds of Vedic sequences elaborately explained. Then further he says, you have delineated fully the subject of impersonal Brahman and the knowledge derived therefrom. Why should you be despondent, thinking that you are undone? My dear Prabhu, this is the way Narada addresses Vyasa. You have done everything, why should you be disappointed? And Vyasa in turn, he replies that, my dear Lord, O spiritual master, whatever you have said about me is correct. Despite all this, although I have done all these things, I have compiled the Vedas, the Upanishads, I have compiled the most wonderful work, Mahabharata. Despite all this, I am not pacified. So Vyasa is putting forward, he's stating his problem. And he questions Narada. I therefore question you about the root cause of my dissatisfaction. Please let me know. Why is it that I am unhappy despite performing all these activities? And why does he put this question to Narada? Because he says, oh Narada, you are a man of unlimited knowledge. There is no end to your knowledge. Due to your being the offspring of that person who is self-born. So he is referring to Brahma. Brahma is called Swayambhu because he doesn't have a mundane father and mother. Brahma emanates from the lotus flower which comes out from the navel of Vishnu. And then in this verse, Vyasadeva is telling that everything that is mysterious is known to you because you worship the creator and destroyer of the material world and the maintainer of the spiritual world, the personality of Godhead, the original personality of Godhead, who is transcendental to the three modes of material nature. So the subject matter under discussion is Vyasadeva's despondency, his disappointment, and Vyasadeva's attempt to find out what is the cause of his disappointment. And in order to find out, he has approached a spiritual master and he is inquiring from him. And a person like Narada, who is a bona fide representative of the Supreme Lord, he is the one who is actually capable of finding out the despondency and giving an appropriate solution to that. In fact, in the previous purport, yes, Prabhupada gives the hint. What is the root cause of all despondency? Because this is a very big question. In the entire world, everybody wants to be happy. Nobody wants unhappiness. So different people, practically everybody, especially those who are leaders in the society, they are always promising happiness. Do this, you will be happy. Follow this path, you will be happy. One political party comes forward and says, vote for us. We have the secret. We know how to make this country very prosperous. We will make everyone happy. Please vote for us. Then another political party comes and says, no, these people have no idea. They are simply cheating. You vote for us. We know the actual secret. So everybody is giving promise. Please come forward. Follow my path. So these are all political parties. And apart from that, if you go to social media, there are so many wonderful speakers, intelligent people, scholars, life coach, motivational speakers. They are also promising in their respective YouTube videos. They are also giving promise. Follow my path. Follow my instruction. I have the secret. 7-day course, 18-day course. this mantra, that mantra, this knowledge. 7 secrets to success, 5 secrets to success, 21 days course for happiness. That's another whole market is there. There's a whole body of knowledge. Recently we heard that that a very powerful YouTube influencer in North India, named Sandeep Maheshwari, he has got into depression. And then that has become a talking point across the circles, because everybody was having great hope on this person. He is supposed to give happiness to everyone. No, he himself is unhappy, so everybody is confused. What happened to all his instructions? What happened to all his YouTube videos? What happened to all his instructions which he has given? Shri Krishna Rukmini Satyabhama ki, Shri Krishna Balaram ki, Shri Gaur Nitai ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. And maybe about a year back or less than a year back, we also heard that Elon Musk, such a powerful person, such an intelligent person, he is also into depression. So that has actually shaken the ideas of so many people, because everybody were aspiring to be like him. So if he has reached that and yet he is not happy, then something must be wrong in what he is doing, or something he has not done which ought to be done. So like this, if you see, the whole world, different kinds of people, everybody is promising happiness. Do this, you will be happy. Do that, you will be happy. This will give you, that will give you, that will give you. But the sad part is, the people who are saying all these things, they themselves are not happy by doing all those things. But therefore, only a bona fide spiritual master, who is a representative of that person who is beyond 4 defects. Now, what is the problem with all these people, all this knowledge which is given by all such personalities in the created world? We understand from Srila Prabhupada's books that within this created world, everybody has got 4 defects. Up to Brahma. Everybody, every created being must be born with 4 defects. Tendency to cheat, to be under illusion, to commit mistakes, and to have imperfect senses. Nobody exists in the entire creation who is free from these 4 defects. Therefore, anybody creates anything, manufactures anything out of his mind, out of his intelligence, that must also be filled with these 4 defects. So however attractive it may appear, for some period of time it may give some so-called temporary satisfaction to some people, but in due course of time, Kala, all-powerful Kala, will smash away all these ideas. That is the way of this material world and the knowledge generated by people who are filled with these 4 defects. Therefore, only the Supreme Lord, who is beyond these 4 defects, who doesn't have any cheating tendency, who doesn't have any mistakes, who doesn't have imperfect senses, who does not possess these 4 defects, he is transcendental to these 4 defects. Knowledge derived from him, only that can give real peace and real happiness, real satisfaction. And a bona fide spiritual master like Narada is a representative of that Supreme Lord who is beyond these 4 defects. So this is the significance of knowledge received in disciplic succession, parampara. Because a spiritual master, a guru who is coming in a particular disciplic succession, which is emanating from the Lord, he is not giving knowledge out of his own mind, out of his own intelligence. He is simply passing on the knowledge which he has received from his spiritual master. And this way, the origin of that knowledge is from the Supreme Lord who is beyond 4 defects. So whatever knowledge we are receiving from Srila Prabhupada is actually knowledge beyond these 4 defects. It doesn't have a tinge of these 4 defects, because it is coming from that person who does not belong to this created world. Anybody who is part of this created world, anything that they say, anything they manufacture, and anything that comes out of their mind and intelligence must be filled with these 4 defects. Therefore, it cannot give ultimate good to the people in general. But the Supreme Lord, he is beyond this creation. He is not part of this creation. Krishna says, Parastasmat bhava anyo. There is anya bhava, sanatana. I belong to that nature. So, the Lord and his knowledge is perfect, and anybody who is representing the Lord cent%, such a person is also perfect. His perfection is the fact that he is fully representing the Supreme Lord. So in the previous verse, very interesting, Srila Prabhupada makes a very powerful statement. As such, in the material world, everyone is engrossed with the idea of identifying the body or the mind with the self. This is the first statement Srila Prabhupada makes. Everyone is identifying with the body or with the mind, gross body or subtle mind. Then Srila Prabhupada makes a very powerful statement. As such, all knowledge disseminated in the material world is related either with the body or with the mind. And that is the root cause of all despondencies. Such a powerful statement. Maybe somebody like Sandeep Maheshwari or Elon Musk should hear all this. They should get to know what is the cause of all despondency. All knowledge disseminated in the material world, especially in the last 200, 300 years, so much progress has been made in the field of knowledge. Today, people know so many things which they did not know 200 or 300 years ago about this material world, about how laws of nature work. So much advancement has been made in the field of knowledge. So many universities are there. So many YouTube channels are there. So many courses are there. There is abundance of knowledge available. Anything you want to learn in today about any subject matter, it is available readily. But Srila Prabhupada makes such a powerful statement. All knowledge disseminated in the material world is related either with the body or with the mind. And that is the root cause of all despondency. So as long as a living entity continues to identify with the body, gross body, or with the subtle mind. Subtle mind is mind intelligence and false ego, of course. And the gross body, as long as that tendency to identify with the body and the mind is there, there has to be despondency. Conversely, if anybody is experiencing any kind of despondency, it is because he is identifying either with the body or with the mind. Both ways it is true. Anybody is unhappy any moment, immediately one should know that cause of that unhappiness is that person is identifying either with his mind or with his body. Otherwise, he should not be unhappy. Krishna says in the Bhagavad-gita, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma. Person who is always identifying himself as spirit soul, he is Prasannatma. Why? Because na shochati na kangshati. Neither he shochati, he laments for anything. Na kangshati, he aspires for anything. So shochati na kangshati. That is possible only if person is situated on Brahman platform, Brahma Bhuta. Prasannatma, such a person can be Prasannatma. If somebody is not Prasannatma, that means he is despondent. If he is despondent, that causes he is identifying with the gross body or the subtle mind. So this is a very powerful statement Srila Prabhupada makes. Root cause of all despondency is because of identification with the body, with the mind or the self. So this knowledge which is being described in the Srimad-Bhagavatam, as we will see in the next few verses, the solution given by Narada Muni to Vyasadeva is to write something, explain some subject matter, something which is directly glorifying the Supreme Personality of Godhead, His activities, His name, form, qualities and activities, Nama, Rupa, Guna and Leela. And that will actually remove all despondencies for the people in general. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu therefore accepted Srimad-Bhagavatam as Amala Purana, Srimad-Bhagavatam as giving the highest knowledge. Srimad-Bhagavatam has the capacity to remove all our despondencies, because Srimad-Bhagavatam and the knowledge contained in it is actually enabling us to stop this identification with the body, gross body and subtle mind, and identify with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. So this is the essence of Bhagavatam. This is also the essence of the teaching of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Generally, people in the Vedic society who are following the Vedic principles properly, they conduct their activities as per their respective varnas and ashramas. Today, society is not divided strictly as per varna and ashrama. People have their own choice, whatever they want to pursue in life. But formerly, when Vedic principles were strictly followed, then society would be very properly divided. Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas and Shudras, and Brahmachari, Grahastha, Vanaprastha or Sannyasi. And everybody has to fit into one of the four ashramas and one of the four varnas. And by conducting their respective activities properly, they make progress. So this is considered as a progressive civilization. And generally, people do not know something beyond varnashrama. So the highest perfection in the Vedic society is considered as properly performing your varna and ashrama duties. Now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed something which is beyond varnashrama. Our original identity as spirit soul. What is our real identity as spirit soul? Because we are not this body, we are spirit soul, is also part of Vedic knowledge. But that is not complete. Complete knowledge is when we know positively what is our eternal real identity. So our original identity was revealed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his famous verse, Naham Vipro, Nacha Narapati, Napi Vaishyo Na Shudro, Naham Varni, Nacha Grahapatirno, Vanasto Yatirva, Kintu Prodyan, Nikhila Paramananda, Purnamrutabdir, Gopi, Bharta Padakamalayor, Dasa, 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 Dasanu, Dasaha. This is the highest knowledge. To know that Naham Vipro, Vipra means Brahmana. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Naham Vipro, I am not a Brahmana. Nacha Narapati, Narapati means king. Nara means human beings. Narapati refers to king. Nacha Narapati, I am not a Kshatriya. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I am not a Brahmana. I am not a Kshatriya. I am not a Vaishya. I am not a Shudra, I am not Brahmachari, I am not a Grihastha, I am not a Vanaprastha, I am not a Sannyasi. So in the proper Vedic society, this is what people identify themselves as, either as Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, or one of the four ashramas. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealing something beyond these four varnas and four ashramas. Then further he says, I identify myself only, Gopi Bhartu Padakamalayor, Dasa Dasa Dasanu Dasa, as a servant of the servant of the servant of the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, the maintainer of the gopis. So this is the highest knowledge. So when somebody comes to this identification, when this, as individual living beings, when we are able to constantly identify as eternal servant of Krishna, constantly identify, and never deviate from that identification. The moment somebody deviates from that identification, he must identify with the gross body or the subtle mind. And the moment somebody identifies with the gross body or the subtle mind, there has to be disappointment. One cannot escape it. So therefore, by engaging in pure devotional service as instructed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, one can come to the platform of always identifying with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, in our relationship as eternal servant of Krishna. So our eternal identity, non-changing identity, eternal relationship is revealed by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And if we identify with that Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna, then there is no question of disappointment, there is no question of despondency. Conversely, one should know, the moment our identification as eternal servant of Krishna little deviates, and instead of identifying with Krishna, we identify with the body or the mind, there has to be disappointment, some kind of despondency. Or in other words, if somebody is experiencing any kind of dissatisfaction, that means he is not identifying with Krishna. He is not identifying with Krishna. So the solution is, a person should go back to his original, real, eternal identity. That will be the cause of all happiness and all satisfaction. So as long as this is not done, this knowledge is not received, no matter how attractive and wonderful the different kinds of motivational speakers and different kinds of knowledge that they are disseminating, all that in the 21st century, where there is no reference to Vedic knowledge. Here Vyasadeva, who has compiled even Mahabharata, he himself is disappointed. He has compiled all the Puranas, all the Upanishads, all the Vedas. That means without this knowledge which is explained in the Srimad-Bhagavatam, if Vyasadeva himself is despondent, he himself is dissatisfied after compiling all the Vedic literatures, what to speak of the motivational speakers and life coach and different kinds of knowledge givers of today's society? They are not even referring to the Vedic knowledge. They don't even know we are not the body, we are spirit soul. They don't even know there is a next life, there is Punarjanma, Papa, Punya, Punarjanma. All these things they don't know. All these things is part of Vedic knowledge. Vyasadeva has explained all this. Vedic knowledge means Atma, Sharira, Papa, Punya, Punarjanma. All this constitutes Vedic knowledge. And anybody who is follower of the Vedas, he is supposed to know this. This is Papa Karma, this is Punya Karma. If I do this, I will suffer. If I do this, I will enjoy. Therefore, I have to avoid this, that I have to do this. This is Vedic knowledge. All this Vyasadeva has given. Despite that, he is disappointed. There is despondency in him. So what to speak of today's motivational speakers who have no idea about any of the basic elements of Vedic knowledge. There is no conception of Papa Karma, no conception of Punya Karma. There is no acceptance of Punarjanma. They are totally in ignorance. So how such people and the knowledge emanated by them can give any happiness? It is not possible. If Vyasadeva, after compiling all the Vedic knowledge, Vedic literatures, he is not able to feel happiness and satisfaction, what is the position of all these people? So therefore, real knowledge, the ultimate knowledge, the highest knowledge is given by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Naham Vipro, Nacha Narapati, Napi Vaishyo, Na Shudro, Naham Varni, Nacha Grahapatirno, Vanasto Yatirva, Kintu Prodyan, Nikhila Paramananda, Purnamritabder, Gopi Bhartu Padakamalayor, Dasa, 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 Dasanu Dasaha. That is our eternal identity, as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reveals. We are eternal servant of Krishna, and we must engage in the service of Krishna for his satisfaction. And as we engage in the service of Krishna, the effect of such devotional service is we stop identifying with the gross body and subtle mind, and our identification with Krishna becomes deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. So when one reaches a state when he is constantly identifying with Krishna for his satisfaction, then there is no question of despondency. And a great Acharya like Srila Prabhupada, who is so perfectly situated in such devotional service, not only is he happy, he goes to the Western countries and he makes everyone happy. This is the power of a pure devotee. Not only he is experiencing happiness and satisfaction within, he has so much potency in his devotional service to Krishna that he goes to a place where everybody is unhappy, everybody is suffering despite all material advancement. He simply sits and chants Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, under a park, under a tree. And by his powerful chanting, he is able to attract all kinds of living entities towards him. And not only that, he is able to inspire them also to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And not only that, he is able to inspire them to inspire others to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So this is the power of a pure devotee of the Lord, who is coming in a disciplic succession, who is a representative of Narada Muni. He knows the secret. He knows the formula. Others, even if they are having the knowledge of the level of Vyasadeva, having compiled all the Vedic literatures, even still, unless this knowledge which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given, this is known, they cannot give the real solution for despondency. So that is what we understand from this verse of Srimad-Bhagavatam. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki Nithai Gaur Premanande.